subscribe button now.
Missed it all, you'll have to do it again.
Nah, you had your chance. You got a free endorsement there.
Yeah, with a plug.
You know, journalists are supposed to be faster on the camera.
I'm not a journalist.
We have Zoom.
We don't want Zoom. I like the good old days when people actually just had to show up and
Melissa?
or watch
Oh, you did it, okay.
GovernmentOversite.com.
Oh, we got Zoom back. Oh, had I known that.
1 minute.
There's
1
no Zoom
minute.
for you. You're banned from Zoom. If you're here in person, you're
I
here
can
in person.
perform, I can do my miming right from here.
That's what the
It is.
bid is for the engineering, and this isn't.
Oh.
I gotta be.
Oh, this isn't a construction bid.
No,
Okay.
this is
showtime?
just the
Good.
Well, I gotta be,
oversight.
okay.
I do wanna go to
When there's a
Zoom.
quorum, it
You
shows.
can always expand the bids.
But not for the reason you think.
Okay.
There's the
Security.
bids.
Okay.
Yeah, actually the lawyers. Just be able to say so. What are these?
These are bids to open.
That's a big bid.
What is the delegation at when today?
10,
Oh, at 10?
right
Yeah,
after.
you got a creature double feature going on today.
Say that again?
You got a creature double feature going on today.
Oh, yeah, it's a Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl, the Super Bowl is not till 1 o'clock.
Creature feature, remember that?
Creature double feature.
Remember when the hand used to come up?
Okay, guys, it's
8:30.
8:30 by the hand, the big hand on the clock says it's 8:30.
You can't start a meeting yet. Dallas isn't here.
Did we send a search party looking for?
No, but Karen Ryan's is about to work.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the May 12th, 2025 Carroll County Commission meeting. If you would, join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I will be honored to join you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't sense a lot of energy in the room.
I was mentioning it.
Play ball.
Play ball?
Play ball.
Play ball. What are we
National
gonna,
anthem, wasn't
what are we gonna play today? We're gonna do any media? No.
it? Because
I don't see any media,
Frank
so.
Kane from Wolfboro, are you going to speak?
Present.
Oh, okay.
And
This is
accounted for.
time to play a lottery if Fred's not getting.
Public comment. Present. Present.
I am definitely playing
Kevin.
the lottery today.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much speechless, not much to say. Although I did say, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for referring to me as normal. I don't think anyone's ever called me normal before in my life. Normal is just a selection on the washing machine. Thank you, and I think both of you are doing a great job as commissioners. Well, for the record, that's my public comment.
I'll second that. We do have a few things for Hill's location.
I move we recess and move into Hale's location as.
I'll second that and.
8:31.
All in favor?
Aye. What do we have for Hale's?
The first thing we have for Hales is the approval of the April 28th minutes, which are pretty
Brief.
brief. Accept a motion to do that.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Then we have 3 checks for approval.
We'll read them off, Mr. Chair.
We have one check number 2758 to Denise Layton for $129 for 3 months of cell phone reimbursement. We have one check 2759 for Whitney Consulting, that's assessing services, for $4,000. And we have one check for check number 2760 for the town of Conway for $1,599 for first quarter registration fees.
Sure, Whitney Consulting.
Whitney Consulting are the assessors.
Some of these taxes are about to go up.
And the total of those checks is $5,728.
Mr. Chairman, I approve that these checks are be approved and if funds are available.
You will make that motion?
I just did.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we will have to sign that.
You can be the authorized signature. How do you sign this?
Melissa, does the treasurer sign these?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Authorized treasurer to sign them. Yep.
Sign that, I'll sign that. Forgot to shave.
And it appears that is all we have for hearings.
It was brief but sweet.
So we will reconvene our regular meeting.
8:33.
And we
Do we have to
have,
vote to reconvene, or can we just reconvene?
oh, we can
Well,
reconvene.
The chair runs the meeting.
even when we're selecting, going back into chairmanship,
He can do whatever he wants. He's the chair.
I swear to God, we need to put him on a stipend.
Oh, my God. Okay, the next up is the approvals of the meeting minutes for May 5th.
It was a great time had by all, and I
It was.
gladly approve the meeting minutes. for
I'll
May 5th.
second that, and all in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have the manifests, accounts payable for May 9th, 2025, in the amount of $174,643.20. And the payroll for May 9th is $239,730.66. Motion to approve.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. We need a verbal aye.
Aye.
For the camera.
Schwabby.
Next, we have employee recognition, longevity recognition.
Who's being recognized for longevity?
Can we pass that over till next week?
We can.
Thank you.
I think just a little later, that they told Jeff 8:40.
Oh,
Sorry.
he'll be over in a little
Oh,
bit?
sorry.
All right, we'll
Jeff.
just, we'll bring it, we'll do it, yeah, we'll do it.
Can we get the name of the employees on these so we...
We have the name of the certificate. I know you don't have the certificate, I'm sorry.
You have the certificate?
I do not, I signed it, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, great.
I'm sure somebody's bringing it. I
Can't
think.
wait till the
Track
third
that down.
freaking code.
Next up, since we're postponing that, next up is the bid openings for the laundry facility construction management services. And it appears we have two bids. Well, two big bids,
We got a knife?
two very big bids. Good morning, gentlemen. Come on, you both.
Sorry about that. Well, the kitchen when your day's just started. Do you have a knife?
No. However, look at this.
Never argue with a man.
They used to sell these.
Well, stop staring and be nostalgic.
Now I-
Outside, the outside.
One of them, the outside has an, oh yeah. One of them has the knife. Ooh, this one's serrated. Even better. Boy, you'll miss this, Adam.
No, I don't think I will.
You will. You would miss this. What else would you rather be doing in a fine morning like this?
I've been sleeping in.
Okay.
Let's close that one.
Is this a trick?
It's like Christmas. Oh, this is interesting.
Well, since I have this one ready to go, this one is from Bowen Construction, B-A-U-E-N Corporation, rather, Construction Management in Meredith, New Hampshire.
Ooh, we even got a... No, that's an interesting slogan.
Their fee proposal is, it's fairly extensive. It's for $145,787. And it's assuming 5 months construction duration, cost of the bond, and temporary power. And then it says pre-construction services of $7,500, so don't think that is part of the 145,000. So it appears it's 145,000 plus 7,500, which is roughly 153,000 total.
That's nice.
What do you have?
I had
Commissioner
no
Parker?
idea because I am building
You
civil.
haven't, you haven't gotten there
I
yet?
had the history of this organization from 1969 till now, things they've built,
We have all the accompanying documentation for insurance, et cetera, in here. There are 3 copies.
I do have 3 copies.
You, yeah, well, those 2
Oh, thank God, I found money. That was the insurance page.
It's just in the back, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm looking.
If you go to tab number 5,
This has to be a show off.
yeah, it says fee proposal. Ah,
I should put these things right up front.
you should.
Reconstruction services, $3,500. Construction fee, CM fee, 4%. Construction services, CM fee, and proposed change in work, 4%. General conditions, if I'm reading this right, $219,840. If I'm reading that right.
Who is this from?
This is from Lynette Page and Stone Corporation, 91 Bisson Avenue in Laconia.
Yeah, BPS is the one who did the original construction. I know both of these companies have been vetted by our architect, so Bob and I will review them and
Yeah, I'm familiar with Bowman, I don't know this one.
come back next week with a recommendation.
So what was the final number, as far as you can determine?
219?
219?
Yeah, it was 219,
Plus the pre-construction of
Yep, 3,500.
3,500.
219,840.
All right.
Please take it. All yours.
Our team will study that and get back to us with their recommendations.
Ooh, we have a wheelchair van.
Well, let's, is the, well, since they're here, we might as well do the wheelchair van.
Yeah, that won't take long. So we did receive 2 bids, and after Bob and I reviewed and vetted them, it wasn't really apples to apples. The company that we are recommending is Mobility Works, because that's the only company that had an all-wheel drive vehicle. The other company we looked at had 2 different bids, but one was for
One was 2-wheel drive and the other one was electric.
electric.
Oh, I thought they were 4, okay.
Yeah, so,
Wasn't even
So
close.
that made it pretty easy.
yeah, so we recommend that we accept the bid for Mobility Works at $88,800.40.
It's within budget.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
Sword.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Awesome.
Employee Longevity Award.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Master.
Gentlemen?
Is she here? Is the person here?
Yes.
Okay. It's a he. I couldn't remember.
You're misogyny.
okay.
I did sign it. So we're good?
No, but Melissa's not sure where it is, but I'll get it.
Okay.
Come on up. This is my favorite thing to do, recognizing Jeff's longevity with Carroll County. He has been here 10 years. He is our senior administrative assistant at the Registry of Deeds, so he keeps everything running down there. So congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All the other people Thank you so much. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
You guys
Chad,
did a
wanna
great
get
job
a
over there.
picture? Thank you.
Picture.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations, Jeff. Thanks for sticking with us.
Are we down to number 8?
We're down to number 8.
All rise for the king to make his report.
And this is Superintendent King of our correctional facility. He's
Morning.
going to give us his monthly report.
There are people behind bars, I guarantee it.
And it appears there's
There are.
more, and there appears there are more
There is.
than there have been.
Yeah, so we're up in.
And I actually read that report.
That's good. I'm glad. Do you?
You kidding me? I take your word for it.
So yeah, we're up in the low 60s this morning. We're at right at 60, but I'd say we're in the 62, 63 for most of last week. We got a decent number of boarders. If I calculated correctly, we had about $780 a day in boarders last week. I think we're in and out. We did change around some housing units to allow us to take more of the Rockingham people, women specifically. So we're
Any
working.
idea how many people are coming?
I don't, it all depends on them. But typically when we get room, they send us. I imagine it's usually the beginning of the week when they're trying to unload from the weekend, so.
Depends on what active Hampton Beach was that weekend.
Yeah, and they typically have their bail hearings, on Mondays, so after that, they say, these people are staying, we want to get rid of them, so they come to us. So our revenue numbers are looking good. We got our full day training coming up in June. Like I think I mentioned before, we hired a woman out of Florida to come up to take a full day. She's going to be here 2 days because I have to split my staff, but on working and dealing in a negative work environment. She was great when I took a class from her at the conference last year. That's what led me to get her up here, so I'm hoping that my staff gets a lot out of it. Speaking of conferences, I'll be away to the AGA conference next week down in Texas. So I leave Saturday and come back Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that. I get 2 others coming with me, the major and the captain. We're doing a full firearms program for the first time in several years, mid-June.
At?
Here. So we'll probably try to reserve this room to do some dry fire exercising, and then they'll be at the range after that. So right now we only have, I think it's only 3 of us that are fully certified to do armed transports. So we're looking to add to that. I did some investing in some ballistic vests last week because we weren't wearing vests when we had guns. So
Probably a good
Could use
idea.
this room for dry fire. Can you guys like do flamethrower training too? No dry fire.
sure, we can manage a few holes in the wall if you want. So
I'm gonna chip away at this building.
it's exciting to get that done because it's important that we have armed transports. And right now our firearms instructors are the only ones that are certified to carry. So it's not mandatory. I'm opening to people that want to go through it, and there's several steps that they have to pass along the way between classroom and dry fire and range. So the people that aren't qualified won't be qualified. In other words, there's several steps along the way. So, and we'll do an update to the law, especially with our blue lights and all that hasn't been done in several years. So I'm excited to get that going. I think it's important for sure. Let's see, what else we got here? Inmate workers are out. Actually, they're out right now. We gave them a couple days, not last week, but the week before with the farm. So we got a couple days out today, a couple of them out today. So I've been communicating with Will about that. He's going to get to our barbed wire repair this week as well. They were just waiting for the ground to dry out. Of course, it rained again, but I think Will's in training for a few days, so probably late this week we'll get that, because they had to get the backhoe over there and get up on top and help us out with that. Still haven't heard back after initial conversations with ICE, although, as Commissioner Parker might be aware, there's Senate legislation now that's still going through the process, but basically want us to hold for the 48 hours no matter what, regardless of contract. And there is some current language in there, again, still going through, that they may fine us if we don't.
Our Senate, US Senate.
Ours. So,
Good at that.
yeah.
I'm in the middle of a budget, so I kind of lose track of
I'm sure, yeah. So again, still going through the process, but last week's update was that they were gonna, we had a House amendment in there to change the language to say, from the superintendents to change the language to say that we would hold if we had a, whatever they call it, interlocutory government
Interrogatory.
contract. Yeah. But that amendment didn't go through in the House, that language. It's in the Senate now without that language, and again, additional language saying that they would fine us if we didn't hold for that 48 hours. So, to be continued. I know it's a hot topic politically, nationally and locally, but
Not with us.
that's where it's at. No, I agree, but
Maybe
I
some
just-
other folks in the county, but not with us.
I just do what they tell me to do. They tell me to hold them, I hold them. They tell me to release them, I release them.
Well, do we still get a tour, do they still come up and check out the facilities to make sure it qualifies under?
Not currently under that.
That's interesting.
Yep. And we are, again, I still haven't heard back from that agent on when he's actually gonna come visit after that conversation I had probably 3 weeks ago now, so.
Yeah, feel free to call them, see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and I know that they're continuing to go through with Rockingham and Merrimack. I'm sure those are high priorities because they're gonna hold big numbers for them, so. What else? And I think that's, our programs department, we've been building up over the last 3-4 years. And now I met with them last week, the two ladies that work for me, and attorneys' offices are now reaching out to us to ask to send people to us for our trust program, which is our 90-day program for substance abuse. So that's a good thing. It's never, well, I shouldn't say it never happened, but it hasn't happened in several years. So we're reaching beyond the walls with our programs, and they're going to visit these places that we're sending people to for when people get PR releasement to programs. We're actually reaching out to these people and going to visit and seeing what's there and what's available. So I'm thrilled with what they're doing. I did speak with Whitehorse finally, and they are not planning to cut any internal programs, and they said the transportation wouldn't be their priority. If they were available, they'd do it, but they would take their patients or clients first. No problem. And I spoke with my programs people, and they say that's pretty much the way it's been anyway in the past, so doesn't look like that's a bone of contention at the moment. So that's about it.
Budget okay?
Yes, budget's good. We're spending what we spent, and but only one of the payroll lines was messed up still, and I don't know, one of the lines that's set by finance, so I can't remember which one, but it's one of the.
Alyssa are aware of that.
I made Michelle aware of it. I don't know if I CC'd her, but I did.
Okay.
It wasn't off by much, but other than that, our overtime looks great. I'm glad they gave me the 65, because this is the time of year that it gets us in trouble with overtime with vacations and all that stuff. But we are still just down the one officer, and we're getting, finally tonight we'll get our guy back from military leave that's been gone since early November. And then unfortunately in September, we're gonna lose another guy to go for another 5 months, so we're constantly in flux, but we're looking good, and I'm pretty sure we're actively recruiting on ZipRecruiter for the open position, so.
I'm sure.
Other than that, we just have that one long-term workman's comp that hasn't resolved yet, and we'll go from there.
Great, thanks. Melissa, anything for you, Melissa?
No.
Commissioner Parker?
All right, thank you very much.
Other business, Commissioner Parker?
Just want to say the jail superintendent's doing a bad job. That's the jail superintendent.
Right.
The finance department has gone above and beyond the call of duty over the last 5 months. Every one of them should be recognized. Under trying circumstances, they actually got our budget audited very extremely fast
And cleanly.
and cleanly.
And there were no hiccups?
No hiccups.
No blips?
So I would think that we should tell the delegation, everything else, that the finance department has done great. If not,
They have
we
done,
wouldn't be seeing this.
they have done a great job, a lot of hard work, and they deserve to be congratulated for that. and as well as our executive coordinator who did a lot of work with that. Thank you, Melissa.
We would give you certificates, but we don't.
We don't have certificates, we don't know where they are.
Commissioners' reports and comments. I don't have any.
I just made mine.
Other than that, do you have?
Wow, you're just a glutton. No, I'm good.
I have a couple of things for the delegation meeting, for you guys to discuss prior to the delegation meeting.
Okay.
So you're saying we need to go non-public?
No,
Here,
it's
okay.
on the supplemental budget.
Okay. You can do that.
Okay, so, since the commissioners had approved the amount of the supplemental as it was posted, there's been an increase of $82,303 that I'm asking you to approve today, and I can explain what those changes are.
Explain away.
I'm all ears.
In the water system improvement project, there's a slight increase, and that's due to some extra work that's going to be done with the fire hydrant installation by the contractor who's on site. He's going to be doing some extra digging nearby to check out valves, and I don't really know.
How much money is that?
Will's not here, so.
How much money?
And I also, the hydrant project itself wasn't included in the original water system improvement project ask.
I thought they were out. They
So
were
he's
installing
about-
water.
He's about 20.
Mr. Chairman, you gotta speak up. We got that outside and everybody's talking very
Your
softly.
Majesty, will you take care of your...
And I don't think
please?
anybody can hear you back. Sorry.
Where are they?
Around the corner.
Yeah, we might want to make them go away for the time being.
Right, I don't talk very loud, so
All
I'll
right.
try that again. The water system improvement project's request is in the supplemental. The fire hydrant installation, however, was left out of the total. That's about $27,000 to have all the hydrants installed, plus he's doing a little extra site work for us. The contractor, we do have a contract
Why
in
do
place.
we know?
We just forgot to put it in the total. What?
Okay.
Why are we paying someone to do it?
No.
What? No, why
thought that's what you said.
Why wasn't it in there, but okay.
No, he
Yeah.
asked the question and I sort of
Yes.
died off.
Yes,
Yeah,
so it just wasn't.
thankfully, we remembered before today. I
Okay.
guess. Carpet replacement, I'd like to change that to administration building flooring. Originally, there's $30,000 in there for the county attorney's carpet to be replaced. So it doesn't have to be patched together with duct tape anymore.
Tell them when they give us back our conference room, they're gonna have the $30,000.
We just have to have the money in place, and then we can decide if it happens. How's that? Is that fair? But adding an additional $5,000 for some flooring work that the sheriff's department also needs, and that came from the department meeting this morning. Changing the MVC Laundry Edition plan and construction titles to Mountain View Community Facility Upgrades. In case the bids come in less than, we still have some ability to do other improvements at the nursing home with the grant. And the last one is the staff accountant discovered an error in the budgeting for the county attorney's payroll expenses in the victim services budget. There were 2 full-time positions budgeted, however, for the second person, none of the payroll expenses were budgeted by the person that put together the original budget.
Budget, right?
So that's an additional $22,500.
That still leaves us with money at the end of this stuff.
Yep. And lastly, there's $12,755 due to Siemens for measurement and verification. When Siemens originally did the energy project, we were also, we had a contract with them for 3 years.
Yes.
We paid them to prove that they were saving us money.
Who the hell negotiated that contract?
So originally this amount was set aside because we were wrapping it into the annex project, but now that that full project's not moving forward, Siemens is requesting, and on advice of our attorney, that we pay this. But we are asking them for the final year energy savings report in exchange. So, that's a lot. So So if you agree,
So we need a motion to approve.
need a
Revised.
revised total of $7,132,697.
And it's important to note that this is an approval, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be spent.
Also moved.
I'll second that, all in favor? Aye.
And I just wanted to point out too that the delegation chairman will be getting this list today. These are the, if they do it according to process as normal, they'll need to make 20 motions and votes today. So unfortunately, this wasn't included in the original budget, but today's the day we fix that. They're also expected to appoint a new commissioner today, and we have everything in place so that that person can be sworn in immediately following the meeting, and then go to HR, and then go to the finance office.
Just give them a gift basket and flowers.
Would you like me to run out and get that?
Sure.
Okay.
So we're good?
So, I think so, yep. Thank you.
And Commissioner Parker, we need a non-public.
Yeah, we do, actually. I didn't think we were gonna, but yeah, we do.
Okay, under,
Security and lawyers.
so that would be, we would enter into non-public under RSA 91-A:3, 2, under L, legal advice,
Yes.
and what was the other one?
Security.
Security would be, I don't know what that would be.
Let's see what it is.
Go ahead, pick one.
You're kind of right.
Yeah,
We have emergency functions related to terrorism.
hopefully not.
Last time I brought this subject up, I got yelled at because it had to go in a non-public session, but yet there's nothing on this list that says that.
For what, security-related issues?
Cameras.
Well, that would be security, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but there's not technically anything on this list that covers that.
Yeah. that's the
Except for if I was at the jail.
Perhaps your executive coordinator could point you to the proper exemption.
Perhaps she could.
problem. I don't think she can.
It's tough.
Sounds like a gauntlet's been thrown down.
Can you generally talk about it without going into non-public?
No, the last time I tried to talk about the commissioner's office, I was yelled at that it needs to be a non-public session. Looking at that list, I cannot find whichever proper one it needs to go in.
I don't think it needs to be a non-public.
Oh, how do you tell me?
Well,
All
We
right,
still-
all right, we'll go into non-public.
What about lawyers?
Under legal, consideration of legal advice, L, and we will come out of non-public and discuss.
Mr.
Make that motion? Second?
Second.
Roll call. Commissioner Parker?
Yay.
Commissioner McGee, yes.
If you want to talk about something under security, you just have to say it the right way so you're talking about it without exposing security-related issues. That might be difficult for you, but that's what you have
It's
to do.
not difficult. This is,
Like you don't want to talk placement or areas or.
no, I just
anything
want
that
to talk
would-
about when installed.
You want to talk about what?
When are they going to be installed?
That would not be non-public.
Okay.
But if you're going to talk about locations.
No.
And accessibility and like that, that's exposing security.
Gotcha.
Should we put that on the agenda for next week and get to Director Murray over here? or-
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. We'll put that on next week's, and we'll go into non-public briefly under.
Very briefly. Good one to yell at.
Nobody's gonna yell. Nobody's gonna yell.
Still walking like a woman.
You are. Motion to come out of non-public, and seal the minutes under disclosure would likely have an adverse effect on reputation of a person or a member of the public body.
No.
Not the public.
What else is there? There's only 3 down at the bottom.
One of the 3.
You had to pick one of the 3.
Well, you said public body.
Well, it's not,
Other than the member
Other
of the
than-
public body.
Well, actually, the third one would work. I could say it was a terrorist action.
no. It's the first one.
Fine, you're right. So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Having done that, I believe we have public comment.
It came from Wolfboro.
Came from Wolfboro.
Yes, Fred came from Wolfboro. Just to follow up, has the county been able to get into the laptop by the former Commissioner McCarthy, IT?
I don't know the answer to
I
that.
don't know the answer to the laptop. I did respond to Mr. Kane's right to know regarding the cell phone records. He has that in hand this morning, but I'll have to check on the laptop.
Yeah,
We're all waiting anxiously.
thank you very much.
All right.
Although, can we say that it was not set up by the county?
We can.
Her format on the computer and the phone was not set up by the county.
So that would mean that the county IT does not have the password that you stated they did.
That would be correct.
That's a nice bit of logic that I can argue with.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred Kane from Wolfboro.
And that concludes our meeting for today, unless Melissa has something else.
No, just gearing up for
Or
delegation.
Commissioner Carter.
You did another bang-up job, Mr. Commissioner. Chairman.
Mr. Commissioner, can I have a public comment?
You may.
I just need clarification on what was just said. Sometimes I can go home and I listen to it and I'm like, oh, I wish I'd said it in the meeting. So I'll just ask for the clarification here. You just said that the equipment that the previous commissioner was using basically was not county hardware. Is that what you said?
Not hardware, it was not set up by a county IT department, the passwords, the code, and everything else. But yet it was county hardware.
Well, isn't part of the policy to control the equipment that the county has under its possession, which would include the passcodes?
You would think
You
so.
would think so.
Can you disclose to me who the IT person was that did it? Or is
That I don't know. Even
I'm not aware.
on the record author,
I'm
I
not
don't
aware.
know.
Okay. Now, was the cell phone also?
The outside contractor was our IT director at the time.
Was the cell phone personally set up and used as a county phone? Is that also not under the same policy?
I believe it would be.
Okay.
There's a lot of mysteries we're still trying to figure out,
We'll work
Okay.
on them.
Thank you.
especially the 4-box mystery.
All right, I believe now we are in recess until the college game.
Yes.
At,
At 9:17, the delegation meeting starts at 10 a.m.
Yep.
Thank you.
the delegation meeting starts at,
10.
And I get to get out of here without something.
One last question.
yes.
Wait a minute, we're in recess.
Yes.
What was the, can you just recap for a second, what was the supplemental for? Was it only for the work on the water system? The additional?
No.
Water system, an employee, where was the employee?
I can give him a copy
Yeah,
of
give him a
the
copy.
spreadsheet.
Okay, so but that supplemental was only for the water system?
The supplemental is 22 budget items. It affects 22 different areas of the budget. So essentially, we're reopening the whole 2025 county budget.
Okay, is that on the internet? If it is, I'll just use that.
Yes,
PDF.
it's uploaded a delegation packet.
Oh, that's in the delegation packet, okay.
Most of the items on it were previously approved by the delegation, but we have to,
Some financials have to be changed.
yes, the way it was done has to be, we have to.
Okay. There was some question at the last delegation meeting about the ARPA funds and how they're handled under standard allowance and Gatsby 54. Was that rectified, or will it be rectified during the delegation meeting?
The purpose of having the supplemental budget hearing is because you have to appropriate money before you can spend it.
Correct.
And it wasn't correctly appropriated during the budget process.
Okay.
So we'll have to bring in the formerly ARPA standard allowance funds into the revenue and then appropriate them
From that.
So essentially just revising the 2025 budget.
How those ARPA funds are being handled, has that been rectified? Or are they still being handled the way they were previously?
How do you mean?
Meaning are the ARPA funds being segregated and properly accounted for under the Gatsby 54 and the standard allowance?
So as of December 31st, 2024, they're no longer considered ARPA funds, they're part of the general fund.
Okay, you're still standing by that?
Yes, and
Okay.
that's on word from the Department of Revenue and also from legal.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I believe we're in recess.
I've been in recess mentally for the last 5 minutes.
And I guess we'll see everybody at 10 o'clock. You won't.
No!
9:19.
You're abandoning your post.
Yeah, my phone's been blown.